So I am back in Frankfurt, and a year ago, really, kind of to the day, I was here as well. I was in exactly the same apartment, and I was here visiting Mr. N. So Mr. N, if you don't know, is an opera singer, and he works quite a lot for Frankfurt Opera Company. And he is back here doing an opera called Lulu, and it's been, well, I would say about 4 weeks since we've seen each other, and we do have this kind of 3-week rule where we see each other after 3 weeks, but it's been a bit long. Anyhow, I'm here and he's at rehearsal at the moment. That noise that you might be able to hear in the background is the halogen hob or stove top where I am heating up some bolognese. He made bolognese yesterday, some sauce, and I'm going to have some spaghetti bolognese tonight. And I went to the little market, which is called the Kleine Market Halle, I think that's what it's called. God, I'm really hopeless, you know. I don't take a great deal of notice of anything, to tell you the truth. Unbelievable. Except when it does come to food, I kind of know what food I like and I go to source it out. And that's why I went to the market. So round the corner from here, that way, behind us, is a beautiful indoor market. It's got fruit and veg, any kind of food, you know, like typical kind of European, gorgeous German market. We went there on the way back from lunch today. So Mr. N was meant to rehearse this morning and he didn't. And in the end, we went out and we looked at a few clothing bits and pieces. And then we went for lunch and we went to this lovely little Japanese restaurant that he found, and I'll just show you a couple of things that we had. So we started with lovely green tea in this mug, and then I had a soba noodle, like a brothy, soupy thing with tempura veg. It was really, really delicious. And Mr. N had sushi. I'm not a big sushi lover because, first of all, I'm not a huge rice lover, and secondly, I don't really do raw fish. I'll have it, but I'm not really big on it. Yes, so then I went to the market. I got some lovely salad for to have with my pasta tonight, and then when he gets home later on, then he can have his dinner as well. And as you can see, I am in a t-shirt because this apartment is quite warm. I mean, it's not an old Georgian house, is it, with drafts and everything like that. And below us, so I am situated right above the U-Bahn or the metro or the train station, whatever you want to call it. And outside there, we always have buskers, lots of buskers. I mean, they're really, really good buskers. But I have the windows closed. These are double glazed windows, and not a peep of sound comes in. When I open the window, I will show you in a minute, because I want to show you the view that I have from this lovely apartment. You will hear the hum. The buskers are finished for the evening, but you will hear downstairs that there's lots of bars downstairs. I'm just watching this thing. I don't have a halogen hob, so I'm not really sure. I think the water is boiling, actually. So yes, I'm here for another 3 days. I want to take you around Frankfurt yet again. I did this time last year, but it was a kind of foodie based last year. This year we'll do a few more things. I'll take you into some shops. I'll show you some of the fashions. Today I tried on a few interesting clothes. They were a bit expensive, but it's a beautiful, beautiful city, Frankfurt. really beautiful. And if you get a chance to come here, come and visit, because it is really gorgeous. It has a huge airport, so you will probably stop in Frankfurt at some point in time. And I really do recommend that you actually get off and come in and have a look at the city. It is gorgeous. So I'm going to go and make my spaghetti bolognese, and I have a video to edit, and I will see you all later. I won't be in my t-shirt though outside because it'll be colder. Bye. I just want to show you the view outside my apartment window in Frankfurt. The sun is on the cathedral, on the Dom, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The light is just fantastic out there at the moment. What a beautiful, beautiful evening. You can just see here, this is the building in front of me. Absolutely gorgeous. So Mr. N has finished his rehearsal for the day, and we're off this afternoon to have a look around town, so to speak. We've just come back down from the 68 steps going up to the apartment, and you can just see behind me that there's this lovely coffee house that it's kind of the entrance. If we walk to my left, it's the entrance into the old part of Frankfurt, but I just want to show you what is around the corner. And the busker is taking a coffee break. Actually, the busker is under the tree, ready to start again. Here we go. He's starting again. So, this here is St. Bartholomew's Cathedral, or the Dom. The Dom? What is it? The Dom. It sounded like I was from that, what was that French show that we used to watch that was silly? What was that silly French? Hello, hello. Sound like an idiot. Anyhow, this is the Dom. I don't even know whether I said that right now. And I tell you what, not only is it the Dom, but a dongs and dongs and dongs as well. Ah, dear. It's going to be busy today, everybody, but we're going to get going and see what we can find in the shops. So the first thing I've come across here is this very strange looking thing on wheels, and they say that it is a dust filter and some kind of biodiverse thing. But it's all in German.
A mobile.
Oh, here we go.
Green room.
Green room. So you can sit on it, can you?
Yeah, people sit on it.
Oh.
And the idea is that it creates coolness. It creates a green area for people to see. It collects rainwater. It provides shade. It helps the climate. It filters the air.
Oh yeah, it absorbs. Is that carbon dioxide?
Carbon dioxide and Sauerstoff there is, it gives off oxygen.
Ah.
Yeah?
Well, there you go.
And there's quite a few of these around Frankfurt.
Well,
Covered in.
Very, I mean, it's an interesting idea.
Another one over there.
Oh yeah, there's another one over there. Good.
Yeah.
Gusemi. Well, very nice. There he is. He's starting to play Game of Thrones. We had to stop at this shop because it's fantastic. Look, they've got aubergine plates. I love that. And the chili vase. That's great. This is great. Would we have stuff like this, Mr. N, in our house? I do the aubergine dishes, and I think I would do the cabbage thing as well. this? Salted caramel syrup. And they also have a elderflower syrup. They've got a grenadine syrup. Yum. So I am now going to go down one of the most expensive streets in Frankfurt, shopping streets that is, and it is called Goethestrasse. And Goethe was a very famous writer who was from Frankfurt, and there are two operas. Let's go back to opera, of course. Two operas that that Goethe wrote the story from. One is Faust and the other one is Werther, and I actually sang the lead role in Werther once. There we are. My name was Charlotte. Let's get back to shopping. So,
hang on a minute. The lead role in Werther.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Charlotte. Charlotte. We're not going to talk about Werther. So, this behind me is the queue for Louis Vuitton. Everywhere you go, in every city in the world, you are going to have a queue for Louis Vuitton. I don't really get it myself. I know I do have a Louis Vuitton handbag, but I don't really get the whole queuing to get into a store. Whereas you can go into stores like Prada, or what else did we just go past? Bottega Veneta. There's no queue. So if you want a queue for Louis Vuitton, knock yourself out. So I was just having a conversation with Mr. N about this Rolls Royce in front of us here. And I said to him, if someone came to you and gave you a Rolls Royce, would you say, no, I won't have it? And he said, it's way too ostentatious. I would take it. Definitely. Mind you, they just got into this spot here.
So,
how much would that be? Yeah, we're going. So if Rolls Royce wants to sponsor me, they're more than welcome to. How much do you think? Do you think?
At least.
And we're trying to work out whether it's an electric or whether it's a hybrid. But who knows? We're going to continue now on our quest.
We're
going to go into Massimo Dutti. So if you watched my trends video, you'll see that olive green is a colour of the season, and that the colour probably won't come out very well on the camera, but it is pure olive green, and they're really nice, these cord trousers. But I just want to show you this this jumper here. So this is kind of an olivey green jumper, and I looked and I thought, oh, it's two jumpers. But if you like wearing your sweater with another sweater over the top, you don't have to wear two sweaters because it is attached. If you like that kind of look. I don't think I've ever worn that kind of look before, but there we are in Massimo Dutti. And how much is it? It is €80. I don't know what's that in real money? About 60 quid. There you go. So what I found very interesting about walking down this road is the number of people that queue outside stores. That's the first thing. The second thing is the number of kind of cars, ostentatious cars, that are going past with their big loud engines. And then, so I went into Saint Laurent, and if you watched my trends video, I showed you in my suede trend a particular bag. I popped it up on the screen, and that for me, it epitomizes the suede trend of the season, and it is a Saint Laurent bag. It was in there. There were quite a few people in there. I very nicely asked the girl in there whether I could just take some footage of just that bag and talk about it to do with my vlog. She went away for about a good 5 minutes, and I thought, oh, this is just not going to work. And she came back, she said no. And I just thought, okay, maybe, okay. It is what it is, isn't it, everybody? So I can't show you this gorgeous bag. But here I am outside Celine, beautiful brand. Again, another very expensive brand. And we're not going to be buying any of this today. So let's go high street shopping. So this beautiful square here behind me is the Alte Oper. It used to be the Opera House, but a new one was built because it couldn't really contain all the kind of technical stuff that's used in opera nowadays. And nowadays they do concerts in there, so they might do vocal concerts or instrumental concerts. It's very beautiful. Do they do orchestral concerts as well? Mr. N's doing this. I'm assuming it's orchestral concert. Anything else I need to say, Mr. N?
Very nice.
No, it is very, very beautiful. And in the summer, they have a lot of, actually the seating is still there. We can have a coffee. It's really, really lovely. It's a beautiful building. I'm not sure when it was built, but it was probably rebuilt many times. And just behind Mr. N, he's going to pan around, you can just see the difference between the old and the new. Here are some Frankfurt is not really a kind of skyscraper city. It doesn't really have hugely tall buildings. There is one called the Main Tower that you can go up, but we're not going to go up there because Mr. N's not good with heights, even though he was up at on the scaffolding doing our guttering, so I don't really believe him. Now we're going to head off to Abercrombie and Fitch. Okay, so I'm in Abercrombie and Fitch, and I just want to show you the difference in a normal Abercrombie and Fitch jean and the curve style jean as well. So just so that you can see, it's me. Hello. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Hello. Okay. So these here, the girl got me a size, so I'm a size 33, which is kind of like a 16 to 18 UK. And these are your normal jean, not the curve style jean. And whilst they fit me around everywhere, what you'll find is, especially because now, so these are the 90s straight jeans. And whilst they're fine on, just hang on a second, what you're going to find is the crotch, because I'm quite long here, the crotch is quite long and the fit is just not right around this area here. So that's why you need to go for the curve style jeans. And they don't have any in my size. Surprise, surprise. So this building here is the European Central Bank, and Mr. N is going to tell you a little bit about it.
Well, it used to be a building outside the Opera House, actually, with the big Euro symbol outside. But this is the sort of European EU version of the Bank of England. So this is where they decide on interest rate policy and quantitative easing and that sort of stuff. And yeah, because Frankfurt is a financial capital of Europe.
But it's not where they make the money. It's like not like the Mint.
No, it's not the Mint. It's just where they manage all the different countries in the Eurozone. Yeah, it's a sort of centre of the Eurozone, I suppose. And that's where I guess the governor of the European Central Bank will have his office. Mm-hmm. And we're down in the sort of east end of Frankfurt. We're down by the river.
We're down by the River Main. Let me just put the microphone on now.
The wind's blowing a bit.
And yeah, the wind is blowing.
Part of the regeneration project.
Ah, oh, sorry, hang on, we need some microphone.
This is part of the regeneration project for this area. So you can see here they've built lots of new sort of apartment buildings by the side of the river. And when you go a bit further inland as well, it's always a bit more like that. And on the other side of the river here, there's all these new apartment buildings in what used to be quite a sort of rundown part of Frankfurt is now more up and coming because they moved the ECB here.
Is that why do you think that's why they did better accommodation and everything, because of the bank here?
I'm sure it was part of a regeneration scheme, yeah.
And the river in Frankfurt is called the Main, so it's spelt M-A-I-N, which I would say Main, but it's actually called the Main.
And what you can do here is that behind us, if I show there's a little boat, a cruise ship coming down the river there.
Oh yeah.
It connects to the Rhine at
the Main and the Rhine.
The Main and the Rhine. They connect at Koblenz, which is further west than where we are. But if you go downriver here, eventually it goes to a place called Würzburg, and then it connects with the Danube-Main Canal. So you can take that canal and then you can sail all the way to Vienna.
Fabulous.
Here. So basically you can go from Amsterdam or Rotterdam all the way to Budapest probably.
They do those river cruises. My auntie just came from Australia with my cousin and did a river cruise from Amsterdam down to Budapest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're crossing the bridge onto the other side of the river, and it's a bit blowy up here, so I've got my little thing on my ears. But that is the skyline of Frankfurt. And actually, you know how I said the other day that Frankfurt didn't really have many tall buildings? Well, Mr. N said that it does.
Probably the most in Germany.
The most in Germany. But not if you're going to compare it to something like New York or even Melbourne, to tell you the truth. But it's a lovely autumn day here, I keep saying that. And, it's very, very windy. Well, we've just found a little sign here on the bridge, and I must say, only in Germany would you have something like this. So above us is this big red ball, and all the wind that is coming through, it says, is transformed into harmonic resonance in the key of F sharp by this big ball, and it's played back in real time on this speaker. So there you have it, everybody.